Hello, hello. Good evening to you all. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Good day. And here we are about to go live, rather, we are already live on African Women in Europe, Our Talks with Victoria Nkatha. And my name is Victoria Nkatha. It is a brand new week. And what better way to start the week rather than starting it right here on Our Talks? Now, we've been missing in action for some time, but you already know people gotta make the money. The summer is out here, and we had to just enjoy the summer a little bit and chase that bag in other ways a little bit. But here we are doing the most. Now, my apologies for starting a little bit late. You know, this technicalities and so on and so forth, but here we are ready to go. And today I am not alone. I am joined by a young, inspirational woman who is amazing in her own right. She is told that she looks like me, but just the lighter version of me, and with chubby cheeks just as mine, and so bubbly. And we were having a great conversation in the background, and I am very, very excited to bring her on board. So, welcome to everybody. Please join us in the comments section. Join us, talk to us, tell us where you're watching from, and we shall be able to join in the conversation. Now, today's discussion is very, very interesting. We are discussing dating, sponsor generation, and we are also going to discuss the young goal driven woman. You're hearing it from the people themselves, right from the horse's mouth. And before I get too far with it, please, please, please help me welcome Miss Shariffa Chebichi. Hi, Shariffa. And Shariffa,
Hi Vicky, how are you?
I am fine. I am fine. How are you? And how is your time and your day? How is everything coming along?
Everything is going on fine. Today's a Sunday, rest day. You just mentioned how crazy the week has been. It's been mad crazy. Absolutely. Summer's here. We've got work, we've got mental health, we've got personal relationships going on, and juggling all of them is crazy. But you know, today is a Sunday. Feel good Sunday, good vibes,
Exactly.
good chill. Tomorrow, repeat and we smash everything we're doing.
Exactly. And I love what you just said, mental health, chilling, and so on and so forth. But with that said, this is not going to be a chill day for you and I no longer. We have to do the work. We have to do the work. So every Sunday, join us. And I've already stolen Chebichi. I have said that she'll be joining us every Sunday. And I haven't even had this conversation
I'm
with.
game, babes. I'm game.
No, because I cannot do this by myself. African women, youth, we really need to be taking over, and we will be up here every Sunday collaborating so that we can bring you good topics, good conversations, and the feel good Sunday with myself and Shariffa. Now, wherever you're watching from, please, 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 on that comment section, tell us where you're watching from, join in the conversation. And Shariffa, do you want to kick it off with how is your dating life currently? And I'm not asking you about single and whatnot. I'm just asking generally, how is your dating life as a young African woman?
Hey, where do I start? Interesting question. Very, very interesting. I've got mixed emotions around that. But basically, I am in a process where, as a young African woman in the diaspora, I am dating, I am master dating myself currently because a lot's happening in terms of, trying to figure out my career, trying to figure out who I personally am, trying to ask God where's my vision. And at the moment, not looking, but being very intentional. So, yeah, I'm just dating myself and my career and my family and my friends. So I hope that answers that. Where are you currently? Where are you? What's your
Where I am. Oh, now for those who have not joined us before, I usually am the host, but now since we are here, both of us, we are going to be having a very interesting conversation because we are both having this discussion. Now, where I am at, I think I am very in a very interesting place where I am discovering who I am, just the same as you are, and also dating myself, very, very important. Somebody was laughing because there's a time I took myself out on a date, and they were like, well, did you go to the restaurant alone? I said, yes. Imagine I dressed up, I did my makeup, and I took myself out on a date. And I kid you not, it was the most amazing thing ever. And I just sat down, sipped on something nice, ate some really good food, enjoyed the scene. I told the waitress I need that seat over there because it had such a lovely view. And I was just there by
Mm.
myself, and I told her table for one. And she just looked at me. She was like, okay, because it's not that common. Aside from
It's
that,
not.
just really, exactly, just really knowing where I'm at and who I am, becoming more self-aware so that I can be the best partner for that specific person who's going to come in the future. So I think that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm keeping it at, and knowing where God also wants to take me. And I'm dating Christ. I'm really dating Christ a lot. A
Love
lot.
that. Love that. I really love that. I think taking time, it's interesting you said a lot of people don't understand the concept of, taking yourself out on a date. In terms of self-care for me, I just like to put on makeup. I like to pick my own outfits. I enjoy drinking wine, so I make sure I go to a restaurant and have some wine, and maybe I go with a book, or maybe just have a really nice view. But I think in terms of dating, for you to be very intentional, you really need to know who you are. And I like where you said you're a space where you're trying to find more of who you really are, because you can't go into a relationship at 50% and expecting the other person to fill you up. No, no, no. You gotta be 100, unless that person's gonna be 100, and then you work together to create something that's magical and very intentional. So appreciate
Exactly.
that. That's really nice.
Now, one of the things that is very, very important in dating, we were having a discussion today, and we're talking about men's angle and women's angle on dating. Now, one of the things that was very, very clear is that some men are tired of having to take care of women, in the sense that so many of them were paying a maintenance fee and money as paying some bills to their women. Have you ever gotten maintenance fee, Shariffa?
Well,
A monthly
I don't
amount
know
where
what. Okay.
you're getting a monthly amount that you know, hey, Bana, even if everything
No.
is a fan, I know that there's some funds coming in from somewhere.
Not really. And I like, I think one of the discussions we had before you invited me here was like, wow, I need to be very vulnerable. So I've never really got to a place where, I had a monthly allowance, because to be honest, I think my partners have always been people who we start with from the same position, probably way ahead of me. But I've just gotten the small things like, oh, your hair, just go do your hair, or babes, go do your nails, or babe, let me buy you a shoe. And I find that to be a love language. But then I fear this monthly fee. There was a time, I don't know if you know about Just Ivy and her Money Mondays. I think she does a Money Monday section. And there were
Mm.
girls and there were ladies who said they get like 350K Kenyan
Uh,
shillings.
wait, wait,
350K.
wait, 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 Sharifa,
Yeah.
350K. 300, wait.
Yes, there are women out there
I would
getting
never need to
350K
work.
a month.
I would never need to work again. I just sit down and be pretty and be pretty. But here I am doing shows and going to work 50 hours a
Working,
week.
doing the most.
What? What?
Imagine crashing 50 hours. I mean, I was like 350K. And then remember, their rent is paid, they're given fuel, they're given money to invest. So basically, their salary just goes into their pockets. Yeah, girl. Even me, I was like, yeah, man. God of this. But also, I don't think these things come for free. I think they come at a price. And you
Of
need to ask yourself, what is the price that you have to
mm,
pay for this?
mm,
And for us who are young upcoming women, most of the time it's gonna be the price of our freedom and the price of our mental, our dreams and our aspirations. And me, I'm not giving that for shit. I mean, if I'm gonna wait to 40 to drive my own G-Wagon, bye boo boo. Stay with your 350K.
eh, tell me your matter. We're not waiting until we're 40. Me, there's no way I am working 50 hours a week to be waiting until I'm 40 to be driving my G Wagon. I am claiming that G Wagon in the next few years in Jesus' name. I am claiming it, very much claiming it. There's no way
Amen.
I feel
Amen.
to
Amen.
wait until I'm old. Kwandi, hey, no. But in other news, let me just tell you
Kwani
this.
Nikesho.
Hi, Kwani Nike.
Mm-hmm.
No, but in all honesty, I love the fact that you said that there are things that you have to sacrifice. Let people understand that it's not everything that's for. There's nothing that is for free on this world. In this world,
Nothing.
there's nothing that is for free. So now that takes me to the conversation about sponsors. But before we even get to sponsors, can we please take a break, because what we're about to dig into is what we are about to start over here is a very complicated situation, and I can promise you that you do not want to miss out on this one. So wherever you are, please tell a friend to tell a friend that we are about to do the tin. We are about to do the tin. So as we are about to go
Grab
on a
your fire
break,
extinguisher.
share the link. Please share the link and then be in the comment section. Tell us what you think about the topic, and we will be right back after the break.
Yay.
Ooh. Now you see, this is the problem of not having a producer somewhere.
Yeah,
But
true. There was a
we
balance.
do this thing, and we will be right back after the break, guys.
Niajiwase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Too mucky too.
And I think the voice exactly. We are back again. I was the way I came in with so much energy. Gosh, technology, and we are back again. And my name is Victoria Nkatha. I am here with Shariffa, where we're discussing dating, sponsors, the sponsor generation, and being a young goal-driven woman. Now, we have already concluded the first part where we were really just going on about how is it to date, or where are we in our dating stages. And one of the things that we want to remind people, or the young ladies out there, is the fact that being single or being by yourself, or even dating yourself or dating around, just you need to understand that you really need to get to a place where you really are in tune with yourself, and you need to be whole within yourself, so that you can also be able to love someone else. One of the most beautiful things is self-love, and once you are in love with who you are, even the good book says, Love your neighbor as you love yourself. There's no loving someone else if you don't genuinely love who you are. So even as you're going about your day and your week, please take yourself out on a date. If you happen to be single, or even as someone who's dating in a relationship or in a marriage, cultivate that self love as you go on. Now, we were discussing maintenance fee before we left, and that brings us to the whole sponsor generation. And Shariffa, are you ready? Because I am about to bring you on board.
I am ready. Been born ready.
Shariffa, we have seen the likes of some people who have gone to become very, very rich and wealthy because of living off sponsors. And to be honest, it has really, we saw the rise in so called socialites who had
Yeah.
grown to a certain level that they made people or young ladies actually desire a certain lifestyle. And it has been quite hectic to actually take us back towards uh, pushing for proper life and pushing for hard work and pushing for who you need to be. And people have started setting standards in the sense that they wouldn't want to be with anybody who's not on a certain level financially, right? Which
Mm,
is okay, but now it's getting to a point of getting exaggerated, right? And people are, young ladies are stooping to the levels of accepting to be with older men, much, much older men, so that they can be able to earn a earn a certain amount of money, or get a certain amount of money in their accounts. And most of these relationships are not even centered around love or feelings. They are basically centered around transaction. What is your thought on this?
well, I think there's something you've mentioned about loving yourself. And loving yourself is a lot to do with you understanding who you are, where you're at, who you want to be, and where you'll be in the next 5, 6 years. And it's such a difficult conversation because social media has really come in the way of, everyone sets standards. You want to look like so and so, you want to be like so and so. But then remember what they show you when everyone is setting standards. No one wants to show you the bad side, the difficult life. No one's gonna show you their relationship with their sponsor. No, no one's gonna show you their sponsor. But you really have to ask yourself, what do you want out of this life? I mean, it's so interesting when you look at some of these girlies, some of them are even having the Balenciagas, they can afford really, to eat at very fancy restaurants every single day. And you need to be honest with yourself and tell yourself, well, is this is this really what I can do for myself? Because a lot of times when you feel that you cannot reach to this kind of standards, that's when you fall short and end up being. I very much like to stand for what are your values. If today everyone ended up knowing who you are and you are very successful, would that bit of you having a sponsor, regardless of judgment or not, would it be nice? Would it be something that your children would be proud of you having? And also, I think a lot of people think short term. You need to think long term. Most of these stories we hear out there, the streets with the sponios, I mean, we've seen one of the girls pass on the recent weeks. Some of these guys take back their stuff. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's something my older brother told me, and my older brother is like my dad basically. He told me, he was like, what? No man is ever gonna give you anything for free apart
True.
from your dad and me. So you really have to think of what is the price you're paying to get this. I mean, it looks like really nice. It's really nice to have. I personally just want a nice Mac or a G Wagon or my range. But also remember there is a value in hard work. Even the Bible is very clear on
True.
what you reap is what you sow. So if you put in the hard work, girl, you're definitely gonna get what you really deserve. I mean, this ponyo, I mean, you won't even live your best life because you're always gonna be, oh, he needs to
Control.
see me, or,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, yeah? What does this person really fulfill your relationship needs? Or do they
Mm-hmm.
just call you when they need you? I
Exactly.
personally fear. Like I've always been saying, I look at some of the people that I know around, and I'm like, wow, that shoe looks really nice. And I
Yeah.
look at it and I'm like, 1,200 pounds from where? Where am I going to get 1,200 pounds? That's from my
That,
account. I'm not ready to
that's
use 1,200 pounds for a pair of shoes. That
that's
I can use it for something else. So I tell myself, you know what? Buy what you can afford. And also, they're very nice young men who are really hardworking.
mhm.
And they build you. You build one another, and you're able to get one way or another. He's gonna buy you that shoe. One if you, I mean, this point, I don't like it, by the way. It doesn't sit well. And me, I think God wants me to work hard for every single thing that I have. My
Exactly.
phone, my shoes, my bag. He was like, girl, even if it's 50 pounds, you better work for it. So, I mean, that's, I don't know. What do you think? Have you ever been in a situation where, and feel free, have you ever been in a situation where someone comes and tells you, Vicky, you're a very beautiful girl, I want to be with you. I want you to chop my money. I mean, how was it? How did you
Oh,
feel? Mm-hmm.
hey, let me tell you. It has not been once, it has not been twice. It has been severally where you meet somebody and they tell you straight up, hey, me, I got my people, I have my family, but you know what? I want you to be my person. What do I mean by this? I will take care of you the same way I take care of my family. I will take care of you the same way I take care of my wife. But you do some things for me and you just become my person. And then what does that entail for me? It entails that I will pay your bills, I will take care of you, and then you will, of course, pleasure me. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know what audacity that some people that some people have. And then I said, okay, so I'm in a relationship. What happens to my person? Then they go like, well, you can drop them. I drop my person for
Your
you.
personal
Now
person.
you have your personal person, and ah, I was confused. I was perplexed. I was here. So I've been in these situations, and you see, at the end of the day, I know. And let me tell you something. There are days, and I will not be fake and refuse. There are days where I have thought, to hell with everything. This is easy money.
I know.
I
Mm-mm.
have had days where I have thought, because especially when the math is not mathing in your
It's
bills.
not,
Your
and
math
it's
is
and
not
it's and
mathing.
it's and it's late. It's late of the month. It's from
Exactly.
21st, and you're
Exactly.
like, oh my
You're like,
God.
the math is not mathing. You're looking at what's supposed to come into your account at the end of the month, and then you're looking at how long the month is consistently as a conga na
I know.
31st. You're like, what?
You're
No,
like,
like
and month I fiki. You're like, okay, God,
you
I'm
look at
walking in the
those
mall.
months with
Someone better
5
look at
Mondays.
me.
Exactly. You look at those months with 5 Mondays, 5 Tuesdays, 5 Wednesdays. You're like, wait a minute. How am I supposed to get through this? And then you have somebody in your DMs telling you, yo, I just want you to be my person. But then common sense hits you like a train wreck. Boom. You're like, oh, you thought. Hey,
I'm thought that thought right now.
exactly. So at the end of the day, it just comes back to me, and I'm like, you know what? Giving myself to such a level, I'm thinking about, let's say, for instance, even somebody's family. I am coming into your situation, and it could be problematic. There's this whole situation about, I don't know whether you've been following Amber.
Oh, that was what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Amira and
you
Amber Ray.
realize,
Hey,
exactly. You realize
a
that there's a
cuckoo thing they
situation.
call a cuckoo dam or whatever. Hey,
Realize that you're coming into a situation where you're causing so much harm to somebody's family. But you see, now people are heartless these days. Anywho, but for
very.
me personally, I see that you're in a situation, you have kids, you have a wife. How would I feel? Because at the end of the day, I also want these things for myself, right? So leave
True.
alone now the whole morality aspect in terms of CGME being a boss woman, but
Mm-mm.
look at the aspects of what you said very well. What you reap is what you sow, right?
Mm.
And look at it from this angle. If I come into your situation, you have kids, you have a wife, and I'm coming to be
Mm.
disruptive in your whole situation, What does that do to me? Karma is very real. I do believe in what goes around comes around. Now,
Sure.
when I get to a situation where I'm in a marriage, then somebody else comes into my whole situation, I wouldn't have the nerve to even talk about it because I've been in that situation previously, right? Number two, I'm looking at the aspect of how far is this gonna go? When I am hitting my 240s or 35s and 30 was, I will not be looking like this, right? I will not be
Definitely.
looking the way I'm looking at this time. That means that I will have spent my youth being drained, being drained, being drained, being drained. And then at the end of the day, when I chapa to a certain level, I have nothing left. And now I have no experience in work. I have no experience in terms of building myself. I have not grown anything, nothing at all. But then I'm here. I want to now start a family. I want to now start things. And I am no longer looking as desirable as I
Fine
was
as you
looking,
are.
right? And those are things to think about. And let me tell you, this it is once in a lifetime shot that you become as lucky as the socialites that you see out there, right?
Mm,
It is once in a lifetime that you will have that amount of money to open up a hair lounge and a business that Sponyo will have hit the jackpot. You'll have hit the jackpot the way those people that you look at have hit it. Some
true.
others, as you have also seen, have not hit that jackpot.
No.
So when you're going that way, you also realize that this may work to a certain level and it may not work to a certain level. So when it doesn't work, you have spent yourself over nothing, right? And
True.
this is very, very hard to admit, but it's the truth. So before we continue, Sharifah, we are having some comments, and I just need to just really show them.
Lego.
So Miss Gibbs says, joining in for the first time, welcome, welcome,
Welcome, Miss
welcome.
Gibbs.
And you better stay every Sunday.
Yeah,
Every Sunday, you better stay.
you
She
better
said,
stay here.
watching from rainy London,
Oh
UK.
my God, Miss Gibbs, tell me about the weather. Tell me about. I mean, if we're resigning Brexit to get back our weather, girl, karibu sana. I hope you enjoy the show. Always join us every Sunday.
George Owuche says, here listening to the convo. Thanks, Vicky and Chebi. We are the dynamic duo. We are coming to your
Yes,
every Sunday.
we are
Every
coming to you as women,
woman to woman, woman
woman to
to man.
woman.
We're coming
Thank you,
at you.
George.
Thank you, George. Flora Minor says, I'm already loving it. Tunes. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Flora. Thank you.
Matilda says, hello, dear Victoria. Hello, dear Sharifa. Hello, dear Matilda.
Hi, Matilda.
Me to a dear Sharifa. We have been called dear. We have been called dear. Oh,
Mpenzi mtazamaji,
hey.
karibu kwenye Awe Talks. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
One boy K says, street facts, Sharifa. Dropping the
Oh,
Salt Bay,
actually,
Salt Bay.
Vicky, I need you to meet Wamboy. Wamboy is such a lovely. She's also those. She should tell you as well her journey, where she's a young woman, also growing to be such an amazing superstar. Like, lovely. Thank you, Wamboy. Thank you, and thanks for joining.
Sharifa, we have a guest for next Sunday. Boy, are
Yes,
you
by the
hearing me?
way.
Please, are you hearing me? Please get in touch with us. Thank you very much. Chapati Mistress is here. Oh, all the way from Twitter.
Oh,
All the way from
hi,
Twitter.
Chapati Mistress.
Chapati
Please
Mistress.
DM Chapatis.
Chapati Mistress says it is a menace, clearly, this phone knows. Wako kwenye DMs, wako kwenye DMs. Wanataka kupelekana holidays. They want to take us to the
Dubai.
they want to take us to Dubai.
And I
Ati,
don't understand these ones who always say, "Hi, I'm in your country. You're in my country. So what? So what? Enjoy, enjoy."
Matilda goes on to say, as a woman, it is better to think twice, very much yes, never to do another woman what you wouldn't like another woman to do to you. Exactly. Especially
True,
if you're
very
one
true.
who wants the family, you're one who wants the whole situation. It is very, very important. Now,
It
Matilda
is.
says, in fact, it's like prostitution. It's like prostitution.
Hey, hey,
But
let me sip some water.
but just for one single man, please, please, please. No.
I also think it's a discussion people need to have. I think people have really I really feel that the content we put out is a reflection of the society we live in. And we
Very
have really normalized this ponyo lifestyle that even as we're like, oh no, yes, I have a ponyo. Even imagine we're training our young men, our young boys to one day grow up and be sponyos. Imagine me if my son ever was a sponyo. Me if I'm 80. Maliza uyo. Maliza. There's no jokes there. Even if I woke up and then my daughter is like, man, be like, listen, I'm gonna send you to the village. You work hard. One maize cob is equals to one bob. You gotta work. You really gotta work.
exactly very important. Kuna wengine they don't you know what? It's fine.
And we're not judging if you're into it. We're really not
It's your
judging. It's just a
own.
matter of
Own.
these are our opinions and these are our morals and what we stand for. But I think sometimes we be your brother's keeper. I mean, no judgment, but come on, guys, let's do better
Shariffa,
even as women.
not even about judgment. It's just a matter of there's so much that has been what would you say? There's so many quote unquote role models of that side that we're also lacking role models, young role models on this other side. And I kid you not, I am here. There's someone who was talking about finding women with certain standards who dress in a certain way, modestly, and all that kind of thing. We're lacking that in our young generation. And who's going to teach our younger ladies how to be that if we don't step up? So it's not a matter of being judgmental. It's a matter of we have a certain lifestyle. We choose to follow a different path, and it's also okay. You do you. However, in terms of that light, we also need to be very, very realistic in saying the truth as it is. It is not a sustainable lifestyle, and that's just
True.
fact. It is one in a million situations where that lifestyle gets to being sustainable. Very, very important. It is very important that you understand that it's only one person that might hit the jackpot with spodos. But it's not only one person that hits the jackpot with whatever that you're passionate about. It is not just one person that hits the jackpot with you as a valued person in the society. It is not just one person that hits the jackpot if you work hard and you stay true to who you are. That will never go out of fashion. No matter
Never.
no matter what you think, it will never go out of fashion. And that's very, very important. So it's not about a matter of judgmental. It's just a matter of we're here, we're doing it, you can do it as well. Facts.
Plus, we just want to see more. There's something you said. We need to really see more of women, young women who are working hard. And there are so many, guys. There are so many. I remember the first, because my background is in comms. I remember the first person I looked up to was the late Lorna Irungu. Man, I love that woman. I adored her. The way she dressed, the way she spoke. And I think you're right. We need to have more women come out and say, hey, I'm successful. I've worked hard. I mean, I like the story of Julie Gishuru when she was here. She was working like 2 jobs. She was hustling with school. And those are the kind of stories we need to have. So I think one thing we need to challenge ourselves with such platforms is that we need to really see how we can empower more young women to see that, yes, hard work pays. Yes, it takes time, but definitely you're going to shine. These things for sponyos, let me tell you, the shorter route is always the longer route. And you're gonna miss out on a lot. You're gonna miss out on that person who is your significant other, who will listen to you, who will understand you, who will share in your life vision. I think there's nothing as beautiful as being with one person who supports you. They don't really need to support your lifestyle. I mean, come on, girls. I mean, I used to sell lollipops in high school. I mean, my former classmates might hate me, but
Oh, let me tell you,
that was
if
the
we're
hustle.
talking about having to work, oh Lord, let me tell you, let me just Shariffa just said she had to sell lollipops in high school. Let me tell you, I worked with newspapers as a 13-year-old, and then I joined a restaurant
Wow.
as a 15-year-old. My mom can definitely make you laugh over the stories of me being on my bike. And you see the bike, and then I would clip this bike trailer, ride my bike, go out there and distribute newspapers. That was as a 13-year-old. And I did that until I fell off the bike and lost a tooth. And then I was like, no, I am not for this.
This G-Wagon better come to you very soon. You even
You
lost
know,
a
and
tooth.
then I lost a tooth. And then at 15, And now we're slowly transiting into the next topic. At 15, I joined a restaurant. Oh my God, I loved working there. I worked as a cashier, and then I also did just cleaning and so on and so forth. And then I did that until I was approximately 17. And then I joined the supermarket jobs where I worked as a sales assistant. And this is all while going through primary, high school, and transiting into
I
university.
love that.
And then at 17, around 17, 18, I started responding to life. So I opened my own organization, Things Matters Mental
Wow.
Health, and so on and so forth, due to a lot
Wow.
of other things. And then aside from that, then now kept my job as a sales assistant, which I do until date.
Mm.
And then at 19, I worked as a student assistant and also as a property manager at a real estate company. And now here we are doing the talk shows and doing what we
You
need
are
to do.
a hustler. I love
Yes,
that. I really like the hustler mentality. If there's something, I always tell myself that such journeys inspire other people. And I like that because you started at a very young age. And for you, you really saw the importance of hard work. And you mentioned something, I think you must have seen that from your mom or another
yeah.
female out there that you saw was really working hard.
Mhm.
And and for me, I remember, me, my first job was in a restaurant when I came to the UK. Man,
See?
I didn't know how it felt to be on the other side, but it really motivated me. Me, my first
Yes,
paycheck came in. I was like, this is
I
my hard
know.
work.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
even when I remember when I was still in Kenya, I still had I still had a job from the time I was a first year.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
because I really believe in that narrative of hard work, of reaping what you sow. And in as much as, I would like my parents to provide for me, but it's also important for me to provide for myself.
Very much
So
yes.
yeah, hard work. I really like that. I really like the essence of
And
hard
I
work.
kid you not, in the middle of that, there were small moments where I was working in telemarketing as well, where you call up
Mm.
and go, hey, I have had character developments in this street.
I'll get you an award for character development. Send an
Hey,
address.
hey, you're trying to sell something to someone and they're just, I'm not interested. Don't come. Hey, character development has been real, but now it also has shaped what I stand for. And I kid you not, hard work really can beat every single thing
I
out here. It really can beat
true.
every single thing out here. Now, we were going through the comments now, and I can see some
Mm,
more come in. Where was I? It's a question of self esteem. Well, we can also have that as a discussion in the future.
mm.
Shariffa, we are taking notes. We're taking notes.
We're taking notes.
African women in Europe, our boss says, loving the discussions. Thank you very much, boss. Thank you.
Mm. Thank you, Joy. Loads of love.
And Life Puzzle says, amazing show. So proud of you too, Kez. Hi, Kez. All the way from the Twitter streets. Hello, my love.
Oh, hi,
We're looking
Kez. Nice to
forward.
meet you. Life
We're looking
puzzle.
we're looking forward to having her on the show as well. George
Yeah.
says, Victoria Poker Salamu from Kes. Thank you very much. Kisses more. She's enjoying the show. Thank you very much. Matilda says, I'm very proud of such amazing, I mean, Medisome amazing, such smart and clever women like both of you with such high morals. Thank you very, very much.
Wow.
It's
Thank you,
very
Matilda.
important.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled. Thank you.
And then African women in Europe, boss says, yes, you can make your own money. Oh,
By
yes.
the way, this our boss lady makes her own money. Legit. I really like her. I also like her vibes. I was always telling my director, I'm like, oh, I really like Joy's vibes. Always, always learning something new from her. Love it.
Thank you very much. And you see, now we're going into the whole being a young, self driven woman. And I kid you not, like I said before, there are not that many inspirations in our generation towards working hard. And it's such an interesting thing because now, when we're looking at situations, we are really, to some degree, what's it called, disappointed in the fact that there are no people. But then, as we were talking, we were also realizing that we also need to be the change that we want to see. So, for
True.
instance,
Very
in
true.
the fact that we're discussing that there are not that many examples, then we have to be our own examples. And I kid
Very
you not,
true.
our stories will definitely be up there and they will
They
definitely
will.
inspire
They
some people.
will.
I mean,
They
Shariffa,
will.
down on some of the things that you do. And as we are wrapping up, talk about your journey a little bit, and then I'll share mine, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Hey, let me tell you, today I saw a picture of me and my grandfather. And my grandfather used to say, this one, this one is gonna go. We atapanda ndege na huyu ataenda. Well, that was part of the journey. I just want to encourage everyone who's watching this. This journey isn't easy. You really need to be intentional. I kid you not, there are days I've gone on my pillow and I've really cried and I've really questioned myself. Am I on the right path? Am I doing what is expected of me? So currently I really have an amazing job. I'm really able to impact the lives of people, the lives of Africans in the diaspora, especially Kenyans. But it hasn't been easy. I did my second degree. Imagine coming back. My friends practically right now just married and having kids. Um, Again, having to go back to school in a different country, there was loads of culture shock. Remember, guys, I had lived most of my life in Kenya, so that really impacted my mental and emotional well-being. But I just want to encourage you and tell you, first, dream, 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 dream. Dream, I mean, if your dreams don't shake you, then they're not big enough. Dream so hard that even you sit down and tell yourself, what am I really gonna make it? The other thing is, first, I need to say, actually, without dreaming, first, pray to God. If you're religious or you're spiritual, you need to pray to God and ask God, what is your purpose in this world? Ask Him and tell Him to lead you the direction. I remember when I believe in mentors. I have serious mentors, guys. Like, my squad is usually like my cousins, my in-laws, my mom. And I remember I was so excited. I had just had my internship with the government in the UK. And I remember I was just like, oh, I was bubbling. I was like, next, I'm gonna do this. I had just had my CIPR accreditation. What? And one of my uncles was like, he's a very good place. He was like, Chibi, you need to chill. You need to be able to ask God what you really want and what He wants you to do on this earth. And for me, that really changed the game. After I'd prayed to God, from that time onwards, I don't have anxiety over my career. I don't have anxiety over making big decisions. I just pray to God and tell Him, lead way and bring people who will lead me to the path that you want me to walk on. So that's number one. You need to pray to God. Number two, you need to be intentional. And I mean intentional with your decisions in terms of timekeeping. You can't be perfect because me, the days I'm like, even on Monday, and I'm like, what? I don't
Yeah,
feel like attending this board meeting. My mental space is not, but you know what? Just wake up, show up. And then if you've missed 3 hours, cover that up. So be very intentional. Write a vision board. Choose your friends. Me, let me tell you, there's a girl I really like, Ogutu Okudo and Noni. I follow them on LinkedIn. I want them to be my friends. So I'm very intentional. I
yeah,
say because you see, the people who you are, you tend to mimic their behaviors. You tend
exactly.
to mimic their thoughts. So
That is
surround yourself. Exactly. So be very intentional. Number three, which is very crucial, guys, at some point, you're going to have to make sacrifices.
yep.
There are days guys are out at the dunda, my dear. You have
You
to
have
be
to sit
cracking on.
down.
This weekend, you have to sit down. This weekend, everyone was like, London was mad. But then you know what? Your girl had to work. Your girl had to secure the bag. And this is me. I always tell myself that whatever I have sacrificed, God will compensate it in my dreams
Very
and
true.
aspirations. So
Very
those are three tips, guys, for me. One, pray to God and ask for your purpose. Two, be very intentional. Three, also know that you need to sacrifice. And there's another thing. Lastly, dream. Dream, dream, dream. Maybe I tell you some of my dreams. I grew up next to Oxfam when they had their offices. They're small offices in London, but also in Nairobi. And I used to tell my mom, what is Oxfam? And she tells me, ni ofisi zingine ziko London zinasaidianga watu. And I never even knew what Oxfam was. Guys, one day, like 10 years later, 15 years later, I ended up having an internship at Department for International Development, who fund Oxfam. So, guys, dream. Okay, I cannot tell you enough. Dream, 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 and continue empowering yourself. The journey isn't easy, but good things take time. Good things come to those who wait. So,
Yep.
Vicky, able tell us some of your key points, and as a young woman, tell us.
I think the whole intentional part, you saw me really,
Yeah,
really
you are clapping.
excited because that's a word that I use very, very intentionally. And I usually tell people I am intentional with everybody that I interact with. I am intentional with every move that I make. I am intentional with the people that I keep around my life. I am intentional with how I shoot my shots because there are people that I look at and I will shoot my shot. I will tell you, listen, I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend, and that's just it. And so on.
Yeah.
With Nandi here or other Sharifa, with Sharifa here, we have been in the same space, and who knew we would have such great chemistry.
Yeah,
And
who
now I
knew?
am intentional about keeping her around me because we share the same values, we share the same things, we have great chemistry, and we can do great things together.
Great things we
And
can.
already, if I was a person who didn't know the importance of having the right people around you, having the right energy around you, I would probably have just let her go and just be like, okay, I'm doing the next thing, and then what, because it's something that I have to do either way. But we could potentially be great and have great things happen together. We
So
are
humble,
approximately
darling.
around the same energy in terms of age. She's a bit older than I am, but you still have that. There are things that we can very easily relate on because we're not too far in age. And that's the
Mm,
thing. You have to be very, very intentional with the people that you choose to keep. And if it means me having to remove somebody who does not bring value to me for to make space for her, trust me, I will do that. Um,
oh, bless you so much,
Another
darling.
thing, another thing is to be able to be of impact to others. When you live a selfless life, it is very, very, it's a beautiful thing. Live a selfless life, and trust me, those sacrifices that you're making, make sure that they are helping other people. They're helping you, not only sacrificing in terms of not going out or having to do your thing, because I barely sleep. For those who know me, they know I barely sleep because I do the things that I do, but also sacrificing for others and having a kind heart. Kindness will get you to doors that you never even imagined that you would get to. Let me tell you something.
Shh.
There's a platform that I was on, and the panelists were doctors, engineers, great people who have worked with the ICC, IBC, and ICC and whatnot. And I was on this panel. It was before the COVID, it was 2019. And I was seated on this panel. I'm a young girl. At that point, I hadn't even graduated from the university. I was seated and I'm talking about economic growth. I'm talking about doing mental health. And they were like, yo, we need to talk to you. We need to reach out to you at every platform. And the way I got that gig was because of kindness towards another individual. And trust me, kindness will make you get to places that you never even thought you would get to. Never
Amen.
let anyone make you stoop to a level that gets you out of character or makes you behave in a certain manner. Be true to yourself and cultivate your heart. Cultivate your heart. Ask God. I love the fact that Shariffa said pray, because for those who are not religious and so on and so forth, you still do have something that you do that,
Believing.
and exactly that that you believe in. Pray, 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 and make sure that you're cultivating your heart. You're working on yourself every single day. And that brings me to my next point. Work on yourself. Oh Lord, I cannot emphasize
Mm,
the importance of working on
what?
yourself each and every day. When you wake up in the morning, be conscious of your every step, be conscious of your every behavior. And in the evening, when you get back home, analyze it all. Analyze it all. It's very, very important. Analyze it all. Was I a good human being today? What could I have done different? And make sure that you do it differently the next day. This is what I do with even my relationships. When something ends, I'm not sad. I sit down and I analyze, and I'm like, what could I have done different? Where did I make a misstep? Because we're not perfect. We're not perfect.
True.
There's definitely something that you can be able to do better. Even with my friendships, when friendships end or if I get into a disagreement, I really sit down and I analyze. I analyze and I
Very
question.
true.
I ask so many questions. In your workplace, whatever job it is, anything that you're doing,
Ask
it's part of
questions.
being intentional. Ask questions in terms of what can I do better, not questions in terms of what can I do better in the sense that you are
Lesser than you don't
lesser.
believe in yourself.
No, It is questions in terms of how can I become better? How can I do better? How can I be the best that I can be? Very, very important.
I
So,
think just to say, can I just
mhm,
add something on
yeah,
that
go ahead,
point?
please.
I mean, if you need, try your best. Working in yourself isn't easy. It's very hard because you begin to unpack parts of you that are not, they're not very pleasing to other people and to yourself. So it's not gonna be easy, but as long as you're intentional, look, we're not asking you to be perfect. We're not perfect. I mean, by all means, we're still work in progress, but always strive to be better than you are. Have very difficult questions. And that, if, for example, you're in a workspace or with your friends or with family, look, surround yourself with people who can criticize you
Very true.
positively, who can give you positive feedback that can help you. And positive feedback is not, oh, yeah, wow, I like how you articulate yourself. No. One
No,
day, my director was like,
constructive.
Chibi, sometimes you need to work on your thoughts because, and the thing is, I have so much anxiety. So usually my thought process is just mixed up. And I took that and I'm continuously working on myself and on my
Mhm.
pub. Continuously work on, ask questions and say, do you like my writing? How can I improve my writing? Give your article to someone, give your work to someone, present in front of someone. Surround yourself with friends who will genuinely tell you, hey, Vicky, hey, Juicy Ulikona dance squad table nurses. We don't do that here. So surround yourself with such people and believe me, 5 years down the line, don't look for instant gratification, but 5 years down the line, you'll notice that even you yourself are a better person than you were a few years back.
And
Mm.
ladies, Mambo ya sponsor watch. Oh my God.
Ay,
So do your thing. Do you know how
Wacha.
proud you are, how proud you become when you see, even though you think that your paycheck may not be enough, there's a certain pride that comes in. I did this. I really did
Yeah.
this. I went to work. I showed up. I really showed up every day when I wake up to go to work. Like tomorrow, I'm about to wake up to go to work. Um, I
I'm
really
also back on the road. I'm back to London that I don't
exactly.
like.
I had to wake up and be like, I showed up. And there's nothing better than getting that paycheck or getting that business flourishing and being like, I did this. I did this. The past 5 years, let me tell you, I was looking at a portfolio that I've been working on for Responding to Life. And I was looking at everything that we've done so far for the past 5 years. And I was like, I did this. I really did this. This is a me. And there's no man that can come and say, or woman that
No,
can come and say, hey, I'm the one
I
who did
helped
this
her.
for you. Oh, I was here. Oh no, Sijinini, and so on and so forth. By God's grace, when I do get to buy the things that I do have, even the car that I, no person can come in and say, I got this for her. No, it was from that amount of money that I have been earning. No matter how little it has been, it is mine.
It's yours
Nyango.
and yours
It is
alone.
mine, and nobody can tell me on that CV. When I look at the things that I've done and I'm placing those things in the CV, do you know there's nobody who gets so excited to look at a CV like me. I get so excited because I'm like, yeah, I did
I
that.
did
Yes,
that. It
I
was
did
me who did that. It
me.
was me who
I did
supported the
that.
team. Yes.
Exactly. I did that. All these things that are written there, yes, it is me.
It is
Nobody
me.
else. Me. And there's nothing that is better than that feeling. I kid you not. So
Thank
as
you.
you're here, please, please, please understand that there are things that you can do in life that will bring you so much joy in the long run rather than giving you temporal joy. You might
Mm.
feel as if things are not working, but every single day that you are waking up to show up, they are accounted for. And one day, they will stop being debits and become credits, or rather the other
Oh,
way.
girl, I like that. That's the Monday motivation, the tweet for Monday. Yeah. They're not gonna be credited but debited. Love that.
Exactly, it's the other
Love
way.
that.
Ooh, my accounting is in play. So every single thing that you're doing is accounted. And once they stop
Sure.
being credits, trust me, when you're receiving it, when you're debited in the account, oh my lords,
Oh my God. You're very happy. Also, it
you
comes a lot with passion. You need
exactly.
to really be passionate about who you are and what you do. And let me tell you something. Don't ever sell yourself and say, "Oh, you know me, I supported a team. I was leading growth at Tap Tap. I was doing this." No, no, no. Sell it. My friend, sell
Right,
yourself like there's no
right.
tomorrow. In as
Everywhere.
much as you're smashing your goals and doing, be passionate about who you are and what you do. Speak with confidence. Let the room feel your presence. Let me tell you, sometimes actually when you end up with these sponios, what happens is they kind of like you have to lower yourself. You have to make yourself smaller for them to shine. You find yourself, probably you want to talk about politics. You're very passionate. Your opinions are very valid. They're like, hey,
But you
mrembo,
can't speak.
nyamaza kidogo. Yeah,
Exactly.
and you're like, you have proper points. Or probably even you're an engineer. Sometimes you'll even lose confidence. So, girlies, just be you. Take time. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy it too. Kwanza, that process, sometimes you know that process when you just, that between 21st and 28th or something. Enjoy that journey of being broke, because one day you're just gonna be debited, and you'll be happy you are patient with your journey.
And I can tell you, Shariffa, can you imagine one of us being told, eh, nyamaza kidogo. Ah, where? Me.
What, me when I can't. Me, you know, but better not come to me with that
Mimi,
nini
you can't,
maneno,
you
because
can't,
I'm not
you
gonna have it.
can't. You
I'm not.
can't tell
I
me at
think.
nyamaza kidogo.
Mm,
I will speak from other parts of my body. It don't care. My
me,
body will.
someone one day told me, Ati, probably, like one of my peers, and then he's from my tribe, and he's like, well, utapata bwana because you're very opinionated. I was like, ni sawa. It's
No,
okay. I mean,
no, the thing
I
is that
mean, sorry.
the thing is that I think, and this should be one of our topics later on, the whole, and it was supposed to be part of this topic, but then the
Right.
whole intimidation of young, successful, and goal oriented women. We should do a part two actually.
Yeah.
Whether it intimidates people, and we were having a conversation today where we were discussing this, and I heard from young men, it's not about intimidation, it's about respect, and some of them are not off. They actually love opinionated women, they love goal oriented women and independent women. They just don't know whether they will be able to have certain values when it comes to the home. Now, I have some unpopular opinions about this because I hold very strongly that you can be very independent, and I think some people will hate me. You can be very independent, you can be very who you are, but when it comes to your relationship, that CEO status, not because you have to hide it, but because there's certain places where you know that I'm no longer a CEO, I'm a mother. I am not a CEO, I'm a partner. I am not a CEO, I'm a sister. I can't come
True.
and speak to my sister anyhow and boss her around or tell her we need schedule. No, it doesn't work like.
No.
And it doesn't mean that you're devaluing yourself. It just means that you need to switch up a little bit and become that warm hearted, really nurturing mother. I can't come and talk to my daughter or my son and tell them, where, CG, now, CG 6 p.m. Oh, my kid is going to look at me like, what? I can't
But
come to my
also,
house and be telling her, Mom, now me, I'm a CEO. You can't tell me nothing.
you can't be
When
talking
I
to me
come to
like
my
that.
mom's house, when I enter my mother's house, inachango hapo kwa mlango, I will pick it up when I go. But
There's
when
a
I enter,
theory.
yeah,
There's a theory that talks about, it's not really a theory, it's just some sort of solid stuff, and I'll remember the person, but it talks about we all are in a performance, and you need to realize what role you're in, and you need to make sure the persona fits that role. So, for example, you can be CEO in your own house. You can
No,
be a micromanager in your own
no,
house. You
no.
need to, I think there used to be a word in Kiswahili, I'm not even sure about it, but also know that you are playing a certain, make sure the persona fits the right environment that you're in and the right people. You just can't be bossing around people. But I think we also need to have discussions with men in
Yeah,
terms of what is intimidation, what is this respect they really
yes.
want, and also
Very.
we need to also, this is something for another, what is submission, because a lot of them they
So,
look at opinionation and they're like, well, Jiko submit, and I'm like, bubu,
hey, no.
unajua submission ni nini?
I know how to submit. Trust me, I will submit. I know
Yeah, me
very
too.
much how to submit. It's just that there is a lot that needs to be discussed around that and knowing what exactly is submission, where exactly is it needed, and how do we go about it. Because trust me, when I
True.
come to my mother's house, I am very submitted, very, very submitted.
Yeah,
And that,
100.
that is just fact. So at the end of the day, looking at someone and not, or rather prejudging them simply because they have a certain level of success. Well, not all women who are successful. Ha! Woo! Wacha tumeze mate kidogo. Not all women
Water
who are
break.
successful are automatically uncouth or unruly. So
Yes.
that is a discussion for another day. And if you loved this conversation, please subscribe and follow us on our social media accounts so that you will not miss out on any of our conversations. We sadly have to
Yes.
stop this conversation, but we've already given you a sneak peek into the next conversation, and we're taking it up next time. So thank you for everybody who has tuned in. Sharifa, do you want to plug yourself in?
Yeah, sure. Guys, have a very successful week. Thank you for tuning in. Look, subscribe. We will give you more, we'll give you more of what our beliefs and values are. Also, you can reach out to us on our Twitter pages, on our Facebook pages, and just tell us what exactly you want us to talk about more, or if you want to pick our brains on other things. So, guys, until next time, please be intentional. Ladies, love yourselves. Even the gentlemen who are here, love yourselves. Be passionate and be intentional. Also, please be mindful of the mental health. I think Vicky can really tell you a lot about mental health.
Very much,
So,
yes.
kwaherini.
Very much, yes. And the handles are Che_B, Victoria_Nkatha at African Women in Europe on all platforms. Now, with that said, we would love to wish you a beautiful week, beautiful, beautiful evening, days, whatever that it is you are at.
Night.
And be sure to join us every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, at 7 p.m. GMT, and at 9 p.m. 9:30. Whoa, nimepatiana the wrong time. 8:30 p.m. Central
8:30
European
p.m.
Time, 7:30 p.m. GMT, at 9:30 p.m. East African Time every
African time.
Sunday. Join us, and we will be sure to have interesting conversations lined up for you. Thank you very much. Have a blessed time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.